Welcome to Focus on Balance. Many of my students ask me how to invest in healthy balance. We're all worried about maintaining our upright position in the world, right? So my answer is often, it's multifaceted, but the initial response would be practice. Practice working your balance. It's like with anything else, the more we practice, the more, not perfect, it's not practice makes perfect, but practice is an investment in keeping your balance strong. You never arrive like, oh, I'm balanced, I'm going to be balanced for the rest of my life. It's a continual investment. So just like you want to maintain balance between taking care of yourself, taking care of others, a balance between work and play, you want to invest in your physical balance and the components that support that. So you want to invest in working on your feet, keeping your feet nice and pliable, flexible, strong, keeping the leg muscles nice and strong that keep you upright, keeping the core strong that helps lift your whole upper carriage, and keeping your mind balanced so that we're not scattered, because that's oftentimes when injuries happen, when we're thinking about something else and our bodies are kind of on autopilot. But if you work on your body, you're keeping the intelligent connection to the floor with your feet, keeping the legs strong, keeping the core strong, keeping the mind balanced, and the system calm. When we face those challenges, we've made the investment already, and oftentimes our system can take care of an uneven patch of terrain or a slippery piece of ice. It's happened to me when I work on my balance. I work on my balance all the time in many different ways throughout the day. Pardon, and there has been there's a story I tell about, I was walking in a coffee shop and a gal didn't realize her leg was sticking back, or I didn't realize her leg was sticking back. And I was walking with my smoothie, happy to go on with my day. And I didn't know her leg was there and I tripped. But because I work on my balance all the time, I landed fairly gracefully, I hope. But I landed on my foot and I was able to move on with my day because I invest in my balance on a regular basis. So there are certain things you can do throughout the day. There's certain practices that you can invest in to work on your balance. So when you're watching TV, maybe don't sit the whole time. Maybe you stand with a chair to your side and you just shift your weight side to side. No, it's not, you want to sit all the time. It's not the healthiest to sit. So maybe every half hour, get up and have a chair ready and challenge your balance. Maybe lift one foot and then shift to the other foot and lift the other foot. Maybe hold for 3 seconds, right? This is something we can do. And stopping points, or if we're waiting for the pot to boil or we're waiting for the coffee to brew, and still points, we can work on certain things, right? Challenge, hold, keep the belly zipped. We can work that way. You can also work side to side, taking one foot back, rocking forwards and backwards, right? And always slow and controlled. We want to keep the brain focused. We want to be together. So I don't know if maybe while watching TV, because your mind is somewhere else, but in still points, maybe when, like I said, you're waiting for the pot to boil or the coffee to brew or whatever, and then pause in the front foot, maybe lift the back foot, flex, hug and zip the belly, maybe pause here for a couple of seconds, and then lower the foot, shift consciously back and forth, and then lift the front foot. So you can challenge your balance that way. If you want to go a little further, you can work to hinge, things like that. There's also another one that we do in class sometimes. This is something you can add to a regular routine at the kitchen sink. How much time do we spend at the kitchen sink doing dishes, right? So oftentimes I'll say do downward facing dog as if it's the kitchen sink stretch. You're washing dishes, your back's getting tired. Drop the sponge for a second, pause in the middle. I know we want to finish. But hands to the sink and then step out, lengthen. Stretch your spine, decompress your spine. And then come back in and take a moment to lift up into your balance points. They're in between the second and third toe at the ball mound of your foot, right about there. So when you press into your feet, keeping a focal point, hugging the belly, lifting, maybe holding and then lowering, and always counter stretch, so relax the toes. And then come back up and work that for a while. If you've been doing it for a while, then maybe you lift an arm. Maybe you lift another arm. And then, woo, you challenge your balance, zip the belly. And then lower the feet, counter stretch, lower the hands, bend the knees, stretch the back. And then take another stretch maybe. And then you can go back to your dishes. Another one you can do at the kitchen sink is Take your down dog or kitchen sink stretch, drop the sponge, turn to the side, and step one foot in front of the other. And the same thing, then you can rock and shift the weight side to side. The kitchen sink is here to support you. You're not in the middle of the room. Maybe hand to hip to stabilize you as well. And then maybe lean to the front foot, keeping everything lifted. You don't want to crunch into the back, keep it lifted. And then maybe land on the back foot, lift the front foot, and then press into your feet, lift and lengthen, and just breathe. Having said that, this might already be a challenge, this balance beam pose. If it's too tight and you want to step the foot out a little bit until you can find more solid balance, that's an option too. So there's a lot of things you can do throughout your day. Working with a wall, working with a chair, working with the kitchen sink. When the weather gets better and it feels okay to go to a park, you can stretch on a picnic bench. You can stretch on a garden wall, right? Things like that. There are places throughout your day to challenge your balance. And then when you have, if and when you have those challenges in your balance and they just kind of come up, you'll already have the neurological connection between your brain and your body, and hopefully you'll be able to navigate it a little better. So start thinking about moments throughout your day where you can invest in your balance. Maybe when you want to sit down, but 5 minutes would make all the difference if you invested every day. So I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching, and here's to your healthy balance.